ॐ वक्रतुण्डवः काय
ॐ कृदन्तमहाकाय
सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ
सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ
निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे
निर्विघ्नं
देव
कुरु मे देव
सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा
सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा
सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं
वरदे
वरदे
कामरूपिणी
कामरूपिणि
विद्यारम्भं
विद्यारम्भं
करिष्यामि
करिष्यामि
सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा
सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः
गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णुः
गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः
गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः
गुरुः साक्षात्
गुरुः
परं ब्रह्मम्
साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म
तस्मै श्रीगुरवे
तस्मै
नमः।
श्रीगुरवे नमः।
ॐ सहना भवतु
ॐ सहना भवतु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सह वीर्यं
सह
करवावहै
वीर्यं करवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तमाविद्विषावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै
ॐ शान्तः
ॐ
शान्तः
शान्ति
शान्तिः
शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ श्रीपरमात्मने नमः।
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः।
अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः।
अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः।
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
श्लोक नंबर 36। अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयम्
अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयम्
पापं चरति पूरुषः
पापं चरति पूरुषः
अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय
अनिच्छन्नपि वाष्णेय
बलादिव नियोजितः
फलादिव नियोजितः।
So Arjuna asks the question here, propelled by what? Purushaha, Manushaha, Naraha, Anicchanati, Anichan, na Ichan, Anichan, Anicchanati, Aniccanapi Baladiva, Niyojitaha, as though impelled by some force. Anichan, though not desired. Means helpless. Helplessly, why a person commit actions which are not proper. Like the Arjuna did. Why? Though very well knowing. Though he knows very well that what he what he's doing is not proper, but still can't help it. By what? Because having submitted oneself completely to the dictum of Raga Dvesha, person feels helpless. And Raga Dvesha also now it is actuated by the Rajas. Rajas stands for action. So what was at the thought level, now it is actuated by Rajas into action, at the level of action. If a person is a Viveki, at least you would have discriminated at the thought level what is proper, what is not proper, which of them can be converted into action, which should not be, because all thoughts cannot be converted into action. Then it becomes a problem, and then society will be chaotic. If everyone puts all the thoughts, convert all the thoughts into action, there will be nothing but chaos. Person has viveka. He has got some viveka, some knowledge is there, what should be done, what is proper, what is not proper. So even in a they get together or in some assembly, the person knows the etiquette and behaves properly. What is proper, what is not proper. Doesn't behave in a way which is not proper. He knows the sabha, the assembly, how we should talk, how we should dress, how we should conduct himself. Viveka. Similarly, with regard to putting the thoughts into action, person must apply Viveka. When Viveka Shakti is sullied by Rajas, Viveka will be operative only when Sattva is dominant. The person is Sattvika, have more Sattva. Sattva means this tranquility, this knowledge, Shantaha, Sattva, allowing the Viveka to function. That which allows Viveka to function. That is Sattvika temperament. Sattvika temperament. But now, desires are there, uncontrollable, like a flood. And now that the Rajas also is, so therefore Rajas puts the Raga Dvesha into action. Therefore, the person feels helplessly, anichannati, as though propelled by some force, propelled by Baladiva, as though propelled, pushed by some force. What force is that? There is no force. There are no external forces. Neither Bhagavan nor any other devilish forces are there. All the forces are inside. So therefore, that is the question is asked. Now the answer to the question. We'll read this first and then see the answer. I think we have read this also. Now we have to read the answer. Answer is question by Bhagavan. Let us read. Sri Bhagavan Vacha
श्रीभगवानुवाच
Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha
काम एष क्रोध एषः
Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha
रजो गुणसमुद्भवः
Mahashano Mahapapa
महाशनो महापाप्मा
Namiha Vairinam
वित्येन मिह वैरिणम्
Yeshaha Kamaha Yeshaha Krodha Yeshaha this Kama, this anger, this means it is not somewhere else. It is there. It is in oneself. The desire prompted action. Action it is done because it is prompted by the desire. Therefore, this karma, this action impelled by this desire and this anger. And desire is okay. Why anger? When desire is not allowed to put into action, not convertible because of some disturbances, some obstruction, then it is converted into anger. We have seen before also. Jayito Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate. Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Vijayate. Kama only Krodha comes. So Krodha is nothing but a form of Kama only. Kama in different attire. Kama having a different form. That is Krodha. Only the expressions are different, but it is Kama only. When Kama is abstracted, that takes a form of anger. So this Kama is nothing but this Krodha. He says this Kama alone will naturally will later gets converted into Krodha. So therefore, Yeshaha Kramaha, Yeshaha Krodha means this is Kama, this is Krodha. So they are not different. They are same. Krodha is nothing but Kama. Kama now is nothing but it is potential Krodha. Krodha is nothing but it was Kama. So Kama has potential anger. And Krodha is nothing but a form of Kama. Now, this Krodha, this Kama, They're same. Therefore, Yeshaha, they're equated. They are not different. Not two different things. It's the same thing in different different getup. They are born of Rajoguna. Rajoguna Samudbhavaha, Samyat Udbhavaha. It is well born out of Rajoguna. So Kama, Krodha are the sign of the presence of Rajoguna. Rajas, the temperament, Rajas temperament. If Sattva is a Sattva Guna, then that will analyze the Kama. Will not allow the Kama to take the form of Krodha. That will analyze the Kama in the beginning itself, whether it is proper or not proper, Viveka. So one is endowed with Viveka Shakti, but one must operate it, one must utilize it. Free will is given, therefore one must operate. When that is not done, because when one that is not done because one has committed himself to the karma repeatedly, then that becomes stronger and stronger, and the person as though he doesn't have free will. Then only he complains. Anichanapi, as though forced by something, man commits problem because he has done before. Now the samskaras has become very strong. Therefore, without waiting for your order to execute, you execute. It gets executed. Therefore, only anichanapi, helplessness. The helplessness is because of the repetition of that, allowing the thought to allowing the thought to manifest in the form of action without filtering it, without analyzing it, without any vichara. And when it is repeated again and again, then it becomes the samskara, then becomes very strong. If Arjuna, for example, if Duryodhana, if he had been told in the very beginning itself, when he was a kid, that time itself, if he was told that entertaining hatred or anger towards the cousins is not proper, and if he has been advised properly, then he would not have, then that anger or that the grudge what he had for his cousins would not have taken such a gross form. Now it has brought them to the battle. It could have been nipped in the bud by proper advice, by proper instruction, by upadesha, and by establishing a good relationship with the cousins, making both of them understand that they belong to the same and should be loving each other, should have the attitude of brothers, then probably this war would not have happened. So war happened, that is because of this karma only, karma which he had nurtured since childhood. Now it has become without any will. It has become spontaneous. There is no, in fact, this has become spontaneous. In fact, the person should be spontaneous, backed up by Viveka. But now, without Viveka, this has become spontaneous for Duryodhana. Therefore, only he complains. Janame dharmam, achame pravrittihi. I know very well what is dharma, but I am not able to do it because this is how he was doing all through. So therefore, repeatedly, since childhood up to now he's grown up, become the prince. So therefore, and the reasons are many. Even his uncle was nurturing forcefully this thought, this idea into his mind. Is helpless. So therefore, he was brought in such a environment, and that he was constantly injected the idea of hatred towards his cousins, and that has brought them to battle, and finally it had killed him also. Finally, killed Duryodhana. Had Duryodhana been a good person, noble person like Arjuna, then war itself would not have happened. So all the 100 brothers plus five, and all his friends and relations, everyone, everybody would have been living happily. For the sake of one person, this war was fought, and the reason for that war is this This raga, this krodha, which he had been nurtured very carefully since childhood, that has become a huge vriksha now, devouring all the people, are going to be devouring. So therefore, Rajoguna Samudva, therefore Mahashanaha, please Mahashanaha. Mahashana means it is gluttonous. It devours everything, eats everything, consumes everything. It's a great eater. This kama is great eater. It's compared to the fire. Fire is a great eater. Whatever you offer into the fire, it will consume and ask for more. Give me more. Mahashanaha. It has got a huge stomach. The Mahashanaha. It gourmandizes everything. It consumes everything. It leaves out nothing. Whatever you offer, like if you offer fuel, it asks for more. So that is why it is called alamna vidyate yasya analaha. It's called analaha agnihi. Yata agnihi tadvat kamaha. Kama is compared to anala, fire. Like a fire consumes, everything asks for more. Similarly, kama also consumes everything. The more you give, the more it will ask. And that has been nurtured. Now it has become so huge and it's going to devour the very person itself. And it is Mahapapma. And it is Mahapapma means the action prompted by that will be a Papa Karma only. Therefore, Mahapapma, the person will be a Papi. Mahapapma, the Kama, the person has now become a Kami. There is no difference between Kama and this person. He is one with the Kama now. He is one with the Kama. So there is no command over Kama. As the Kama dictates, as the Raga dictates, he acts. Therefore, is Papi, Mahapapi. Therefore, may you know these to be the enemies. May you know that to be enemy. Iha Vairinam here in this world. Iha means in this world, Loka, Asmin Loka. Therefore, what is the enemy? Who is the real enemy? There are no external enemies. The real enemy is Kama. Oneself is enemy. The uncontrolled or uncontrollable desire, and that it has a potentiality to become anger later. That is the enemy. Kama consumes, and Kama, when abstracted, becomes Krodha. That also equally consumes. Same. That is why Krodha, anger, destroys a person. When a person is angry, he loses the ability to think. He loses his, his capability to recollect what he had studied, what he had learned, culture, the value, everything goes away. And therefore only commits papa. All crimes are committed only when the person is is in a fit of anger. It does some action and that's how crime is committed. No crime is committed with a sattvic attitude. Nobody kills with a tranquil mind. No crime is committed with a tranquil mind. Mind is disturbed, anger is there, then only such crimes are committed. Nobody can become anger also. Nobody can get angry deliberately. It is helpless. Helplessly, person becomes becomes an angry person. The anger doesn't anger has no free will. Free will has no say over anger. Anger is not it is not deliberately it is not deliberately expressed by the person. No one can get angry. No one can get angry deliberately. Nobody can wish to get anger. We cannot wish it. It happens without wishing. That is what anichannati. Previous sloka, anichannati varsneya baladeva. Nobody wishes. You cannot choose to become anger. Anger happens. So therefore, no choice when anger overpowers a person. Therefore, that is enemy. Because the consequence of anger is destruction. Destruction of either the physical destruction also possible, or the destruction in terms of one's status, destruction in terms of knowledge, everything. And in this case, of course, in the case of Duryodhana, it is complete real physical destruction. The whole Kauravas, the host of these Kauravas were destroyed. And finally, the battle. Now let us read here. Shiva Bhagavan said, this desire, this anger, born of the Rajoguna, Rajas. So Rajas is a activating factor. Activates the Kama and this Rajas, this Raga Dvesha. This desire is nothing but Raga. Desire for the desirable thing. Desire for the thing, what you desire. That is born of the Rajoguna. It's a glutton. Glutton. It's a big eater. And a great party. Not that to be enemy in this world. Okay. In its commentary to the shloka, Shankaracharya discusses a sixfold bhaga. Bhaga means the bhaga means sixfold qualities. The one who has sixfold qualities is called Bhagavan. So since Bhagavan Vacha is that, here Shankaracharya discusses. Previously also Bhagavan Vacha was there, but here he discusses. Bhaga meaning qualities possessed by the one is called Bhagavan. Bhagaha asya asti Bhagavan. What are the sixfold qualities? Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashashasyaha jnana vairagyavastheva shanna bhaga iti rana. That's a shloka from Vishnu Purana that defines what or who is called Bhagavan. Total overlordship, Aishwarya. Then Virya, the strength to create. Then Yashas, all the fame, all the glories belong to the Lord. Glory, everything is, all the glories. All the glories are not one's glory, it is all the glory of the Lord. And all wealth, resources, Shri, that is Shri Bhagavan. All knowledge, omniscience, Sarvajnaha, Sarvavit also, and complete Vairagya, freedom. Vairagya, dispassion means Jnanam, here, total dispassion. Vairagya means freedom. So, Bhagavan is free. When he is free, he is never born to become free. He is always free. So, therefore, here Vairagya is not a sadhana, it means for getting the knowledge, it is absolute Vairagya. Not the Vairagya in sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, where we say objectivity. Not a sadhana. But the Vairagya of Bhagavan is not a sadhana, it is freedom. It is comes with complete fullness. So that's why as a sadhanam, the Vairagya leading to this Purnatvam, that becomes absolute. What was in the relative measure at the sadhana level becomes complete. That is absolute level becomes complete. Absolute level means that is the Purnatvam. That is only through Jnana. That is why Jnani is Purnaha. He has got complete Vairagya. So Vairagya, it's not a sadhanam for him anymore. Vairagya is a sadhanam required for gaining the knowledge of fullness. But the person is already knowledgeable. Then what is the Vairagya? Then their Vairagya means freedom. Freedom achieved through the sadhana Vairagya. Sadhya Vairagya, sadhana Vairagya. So here it has a sadhya. It is the nature, complete fullness. Purnatva. Therefore, Bhagavan is the one who has this sixfold qualities. Remains and the entirety completely. That's why it is samagraha, Aishwaryasya samagrasya. In total, not relatively, completely. Full. That's why complete. Everything is complete. Complete overlordship, complete strength, complete fame, complete wealth, complete knowledge, no lack of knowledge with regard to anything, and complete freedom, absolute freedom. Everyone has these qualities in a small measure. We also have these qualities, but in a small measure. All jivas have limited jnanam and limited vairagya. Certainly, with reference to garbage, almost everyone has got vairagya, although what is garbage for one may not be for another. In Bhagavan, however, each of the six qualities is without any hindrance or obstruction whatsoever. That's why complete, totally. Shankaracharya goes on to say that Bhagavan is one who knows about the creation and the dissolution. There's a shloka, Utpattim Pralayam Chaiva, Bhutanam Agatim Gatim. That also comes in the same Vishnu Puranam. He has a knowledge of Utpatti, creation, Pralayam, dissolution, and Bhutanam Agatim Gatim. He has also the Gati and Bhutanam Agatim, not Agatim, sorry. Bhutanam Agatim Gatim. He has the knowledge of the ends of the beings, whether it is good or bad. He knows everything. What waits for oneself. He knows. We don't know our karma, what we have done, but Bhagavan knows. Bhagavan knows all our about our whole history, our whole data, biodata is with Bhagavan. What karma we did and how is going to manifest in the next Janma. What Janma we're going to take based on the karma, everything Bhagavan knows. Everything Bhagavan knows. Therefore, Gatim Agatim. Gatim, the Gati, the end. Agatim, the end, but it's not a good end. That's why bad end. So he has got complete knowledge about the time, type, and place of birth and death of all beings. Bhutanam Agatim Gatim. Bhutanam is Agatim only. Yeah. Bhutanam Agatim. Not Agat, not Gat. Okay. Bhutanam Agatim. It's a correct. Bhutanam Agatim. Yes. Bhutanam Gatim Agatim. Or we can take it Bhutanam Gatim Agatim means Gamanam and coming and going. Birth and death. So it is Agatim. Yeah, it is not Gatim. Okay, I didn't see it properly. Yeah, Agatim. Bhutanam Agatim. Gati. Gati means the end, the destination. And Agati. Gati also means go, going. Gamanam. Agati means Agamanam. So birth and death. So Bhagavan knows. So whatever be the Lord, pleasure or pain, Sukha or Dukkha, he knows that too. He also knowledge of the Bhutas, Veti Vidyam Avidyam Cha, knowledge of the Bhutas. That's the second line of the shloka. Here the word avidya also means karma. So he knows the karma of all the jivas. Therefore, that this is the one who is to be called Bhagavan. Sahavachu Bhagavan iti the Bhashyakara quotes Shankaracharya. So both the shlokas are then the same. Both the shlokas are quoted by Shankaracharya here. That is the meaning of Bhagavan. That is why it's called Bhagavan. Improper actions come from desire alone. Desire, when it is not checked, desire without viveka, desire, indiscriminated desire, desire without discrimination. Desire without discrimination leads to the actions which are not proper, improper actions, adharma. In this shloka, Bhagavan told Arjuna what impels a person to do an action of papa is nothing but a thought. A thought. Ragadvesha in the beginning, it is at the level of a thought only, subtle form. The thought itself is not a person. So many thoughts come, but that is not me. What I actuate, that becomes the character, it becomes me. So the thought itself is not a person. It's not a person. It depends on the person. What you give life, which thought you give life, and you allow it to entertain. You allow it to happen again and again in your mind, and later put it to action. Then that becomes you. Then when you allow it to happen repeatedly, that becomes you. And when you put it to action, it is you have done karma. Therefore, karma phala. You become a karta. You become a bhakta. Then it becomes you. Thought becomes you. Identify with that thought. You do karma. So therefore, it depends on the person. Therefore, it is not real substantive. But because the Atma is with the thought assumes a certain force. The thought is Jada, but it is, all thoughts are Jada Mundi, but it is illumined by Chaitanyam. The awareness of the thought, because of awareness, because of consciousness. Therefore, that thought is referred to by the word Kama here. In the beginning, it is a subtle form, desire. It's called desire. The thought level, it's called desire. This expression, this desire, Yeshaha Kamaha, indicates that it is something known to everyone. That's why Yeshaha. Yeshaha, it is something known to everyone. Yeshaha means it is idam miti, it's available, pratyaksha. It's available. It is, therefore, it is not somewhere it is hidden. It is open. So desire, therefore, knows. Everyone knows. Just Krishna was telling Arjuna, you yourself can know this desire by looking to yourself. So what desire we have, we know it. It is available. It is available for knowing. So therefore, you need not find what desires are there. It is there. It is known to oneself. Therefore, Yeshaha. When you ask why a person performs an improper action, do you really think that there is some devil or something in there? This is what other religion says. There is some devil force, but there is no real devil or external forces. You are the only devil. You are the only divine also. That you are divine, not devil. When you allow it to manifest, then you become the devil. There is no other devil, no separate satanic force sitting there interfering with Bhagavan's work. There is no second force more powerful than Bhagavan. Giving some reality to this opposite force, the devilish, this force, and making it a devil, and thinking that's a battle between Bhagavan and the devil. That is the dogma of other religions. But that's all really not. The devil is not something which is residing of both. You are the devil and you are the angel. Angel is you, devil is you. It is your own desire alone. That desire is something that is very, very well known to you. To say that a person performs improper actions, even though the desire to do so is not there, simply means the will doesn't seem to have force necessary to stop the want. The will has no say because the desire has become so strong. So therefore, even though you have free will, that is useless. You cannot apply it here because this karma has gained so much strength that overpowers one's free will. Therefore, anichanandi. And it is forceful. Baladiva, niyojitaha, as Arjuna has said. The want becomes so powerful, and your identification with the want becomes so complete that whatever wisdom you may be there, telling you that what you want is not good for you, all these are silenced. So it's a big thing to, it's a big thing happening to a person. All the wisdom, whatever knowledge he has gained, maybe a great person, Pandita, he has knowledge of everything, but when he's overpowered by desire, then all this wisdom will not come for help. Though it is there, that moment it becomes useless because will has no say, overpowered by karma. Therefore, the person under the under the influence of karma, under the victim of karma, so he silences everything, and after that the object of desire, to gain that, he does anything, any action, even to the extent of being heinous crime. As we saw, Duryodhana did all the sixfold crimes. That's why it's called Atatai. Doesn't he know that killing a person is a pop mother to their cousins? So he also has studied Dharma Shastra. So all those things are silenced. So therefore, in this way, karma can be very, very, very powerful. And that desire, karma, is born out of Rajoguna alone. Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. Sattva stands for knowledge. Rajas stands for action. And the desire for a thing is put into action to get the object of desire. So the object of desire can be gained only through action. So therefore, Rajas stands for action. Rajas stands for action. At the level of action, it is Rajas. Even at the thought level also, it is Rajas one. So at both the level. Desire is born out of Rajoguna, and the desire is put into action also by Rajoguna. That is why Rajas. So desire is born out of Rajas, whereas wisdom is born out of Sattva. When Rajas is predominant, there is desire. Because Rajas is a force, karma is also forceful. So the force is required for doing an action. Right? Therefore, before the karma becomes a desire, before the karma gets converted into action, it is Rajas. It is Rajas only, and after that also, it is Rajas only. Out of Rajoguna alone, desire is born, and out of Rajoguna only, the person also commits action to fulfill the desire. to gain the object of desire. So it is all the way it is Rajoguna. And Sattva stands for wisdom. If Sattva Guna is there, Sattva means Viveka. So Dharma, Dharma, Viveka. So at the level of thought also, what is proper, what is not proper. If the desire is not proper, then he applies Viveka, the person, Sattvika person applies Viveka, at the nip itself, he cuts the desire. Doesn't allow the desire to get rooted in himself. And therefore, there is no question of manifesting it later in the form of action. So when Sattva is dominant, Rajas has no say. So that's why cultivating more and more Sattva. Cultivating more and more Sattva is important. Rajas also required, but the Rajas should be what is filtered, what is discriminated by Sattva, that alone can be put into action by, should be into action by Rajas. Then the person becomes a dharmika person. He will not violate dharma. But Sattva not there. Sattva is overpowered by Rajas. When Sattva is overpowered by Rajas only, the person becomes a Kami. And the Kami then commits karma to gain the Kama propelled by Rajas. So Kama, this Kama is said to be your enemy. Vairi. Vairi is enemy. Vairinam. Vairin. Shabda. Vairi, Vairino, Vairinaha. Enemy. Who does what is not good for you? Kama is inimical to you. It makes you go after things that you don't really want or need, things that you can afford to be without. In this way, it is your enemy. Kama is also another form, Krodha. Krodha, anger, is simply another stage of Kama, another form of Kama. If Kama is destroyed in any way, if it is obstructed, not allowed to fulfill itself, it will turn into anger. Arjuna was only too well aware of how this can happen. One of Indra's grades, Arjuna was considered to be Indra's son. Indra thought he would reward Arjuna, who had been doing tapas in the forest for a long time, by sending the beautiful Urvashi to him. Urvashi was a celestial damsel, the most beautiful Apsara in heaven, and therefore the dream of all men, including the men in heaven, is Urvashi. When Arjuna told Urvashi that he did not want to have anything to do with her, saying that he was already married and that he considered her as a mother, Urvashi became very angry and put a curse Arjuna on him that he would lose his masculinity and become a eunuch. In fact, it is a boon that is required. He became an apumsaka at the time of incognito, when Pandavas had to spend 1 year incognito. He assumed this form of apumsaka. He became a eunuch. That is, in fact, that curse helped him. Curse helped him that time. So it was in another way, it's not a curse, it's a boon. So it's all Ishvara's plan happened for Arjuna. And he became a eunuch for one year. And he was called as Shailendri. He was a tutor of art and other things to the Uttara of the Virata Desha. So Lord Indra intervened on behalf of Arjuna and made Urvashi modify the curse such that Arjuna would become a eunuch only for the period of 1 year. Only for the period of 1 year, so that Arjuna can live incognito for that 1 year. That is why the request of Indra he modified, and that he chose a time when the curse would take effect. Later, this curse turned out to be a boon, a blessing for Arjuna, since it made him eligible to teach dance and music to the ladies in the palace. During the year, he was to remain incognito. At the beginning of the 13th year of exile, Arjuna opted for the curse to take effect and became Brigannala. It became Brigannala. Sorry, I said Shailendra, Brigannala. Then his name was Brigannala, not Shailendra. Brigannala. And spent that year teaching dance and music. Arjuna had therefore experienced how desire can turn into anger. When Urvashi's desire for Arjuna was not fulfilled, it became anger. A person whose love has been rejected can even become violent towards the object of his or her love. Rejected love means that karma want is there. It is not like the love that one has for the stars, the moon, sky, etc. Therefore, there one's mind has no demands as to how they should be or they should not be. The mind totally accepts these as they are and enjoys them as they are. Therefore, this kind of love doesn't cause any problem. This is not the case with kama, that is demanding, therefore binding. This binding kama can be called by many names. In the beginning, it is called the want, then passion, then anger. All these are born out of Rajoguna. Then comes the kama is discussed. I think read the next verse. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. I said Shailendra by mistake. It is Sairendri. In fact, Sairendri is Draupadi. Sairendri is the name of Draupadi. Uh, at the time, he was in Virata Desha with the Uttara. So Sairendri. Sairendri is Draupadi. And Brigandala is Arjuna. So Sairendri, not Shailendri, Sairendri. So she was the servant. He was she took the job of the servant, makes her the servant for that 1 year of exile. That 1 year, the Pandavas agreed to live incognito, Ajñātavasa. That time, Sairendri, that is Draupadi, served the queen of Virata Desha. All the Pancha Pandavas were there in disguise. Bhima was the cook, and Yudhishthira was the advisor to the king, and Brihannala, the teacher of music and dance to the Uttara, and Sairendri. Sairendri or Shailendri, both are okay because Sairendri, Shailendri. It is Draupadi. So Brihannala is Arjuna. Okay. But sometimes we forget the character, the names. Okay. Dhanyavadaha.